I'm Justin Boyd.
And I'm Brittany Pacheco, and we are the Watchers in the Basement.
Welcome to the Watchers in the Basement. We are here today to discuss the official trailer for Wicked for Good. It's out. Came out last night, about this time last night, and we are here to react to it, give you our thoughts on this trailer. It's I couldn't wait for this trailer. This is exciting, Brittany. This is a big deal.
I'm a little surprised from you, given that, you're very musically inclined. That's not, a slight of any kind, but I just never pegged you for being like a musical kind of guy, and to be
me either.
As excited as you are about this particular movie. I'm impressed. I'm here for it too.
Nothing against musicals, but I don't think it's the music. I think it's just like this like epic. First off, I think the movie looks incredible. I mean, we'll talk about the trailer in a second, but like the first movie, I was so impressed with it. It was my number one movie of 2024, and I thought it's the best movie I saw all year. So I love just how it looks. They created sets. I really wish, obviously if you're watching or listening to the Watchers, we're about that superhero life. And I really wish the superhero movies could learn from this movie and look more like Wicked looks, because it looks unbelievable. I mean, and Wicked was a box office hit. In fact, if you do the math, Wicked made more money at the box office than the past two MCU movies combined. So that's, you haven't been able to say that in a long time. The MCU's done very well for, 17 years, and to have a movie that makes as much money than two of them combined is saying something. So I've talked a lot about this, but let's get your thoughts. Let's talk about the trailer, and then we're gonna show it behind us. You can watch it. We won't have the sound on because we don't want to get in trouble for that, but we'll have the video playing. But Brittany, give me your overall thoughts on the trailer.
Overall thoughts, Justin. I thought it was incredible. I had to watch it immediately after it concluded, because to me it was that attention grabbing. And godly, the costumes are in freaking incredible, and I am just blown away by how detailed everything is. And I've seen the stage play, of course. I've seen it, I want to say twice, if I'm not mistaken. However, the movie is separate from the stage play. The stage play is separate from the book entirely. So it's kind of like in its own little universe, if you will. And also, just to get the conclusion of what this story between these two women look like, right? And of course, I'm not going to say any spoilers, because I obviously know what it's going to be.
So please, Brittany, don't spoil the story. Obviously, if you're in the chat or in the comments, don't spoil it, because I really I was dying for the trailer, because after the way part one ended, I was like, where does this go from here? So
and that was a heck of a cliffhanger, right? The big triumphant note in Defying Gravity, which the song itself means a lot to me. I sang it in choir in high school, and it's a difficult song to sing. And I was so impressed with the fact that Cynthia Erivo just nailed it. Like, she made that song her own and absolutely killed it. And it was such a great cliffhanger, and it leaves you wanting more. I would tell everyone to go watch our review, of course, of Wicked after it finally dropped on Peacock, because my first time watching Wicked, I was not that thrilled about it. There was just something about it that didn't set well with me for some odd reason, but it was better on the second watch. So I'm hoping this won't be the same thing for Wicked for Good. I'm hoping it's going to, hit it right out of the park for me personally. And I am just going to want to watch it again and again.
Yeah, I can't wait. This is, again, November 21st. Can't get here soon enough. I'm looking forward to the movie. Right around Thanksgiving time, just like what Wicked Part 1 came out last year in November, late November. And like I said, did very well at the box office. The movie looks great. I was right back into it. I didn't know much about, in fact, I knew nothing about Wicked before I saw the first movie. And so, but that's not the case for Wicked Part 2. While I don't know the story, I do know some of the songs, and I know the song For Good, which is the title of the movie. So it was very cool to hear Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo sing their version of that song. We hear a good portion of it throughout the trailer. The trailer's like 2 minutes and 47 seconds. And speaking of that, let's go to it. Let's throw the trailer up. We'll talk about it while it's playing in the background. So let me fire it up, and there we go.
Yeah, I love the opening scene where it's the glass shattered on the door panel. It's the echo to what we saw when the two girls were roomies, if you will, at Shiz University, and you saw that cutout of the infamous witch's hat, the black hat that Alphaba wears. And I mean, man, it's like we just jump right into it. We jump into what life looks like for these two women since they parted ways in Emerald City. And I mean, the shot of Ariana as Glinda putting on the crown in her pink dress, and it's just like I'm so blown away by these costumes. The sets look amazing. And then to kind of just bring my point home with how impressive this whole production is from start to finish, the fact that these actors are singing live, especially, I mean, specifically Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. Like, these are two powerhouses of vocalists. And I mean, damn, do they harmonize the mess out of these songs? And it just looks so good. I can't wait.
Yeah. And speak a little bit more about the music. So one thing I had heard about Wicked was the fact that people said, hey, all the big hit songs are in Wicked Part 1. So they're kind of worried about Wicked Part 2. Obviously, For Good is a one of the bigger songs, right? It's the final song of the show, I believe. It's probably gonna be the final moments of the movie. However, there are two original new songs that will be that are added to this movie. One for Cynthia Erivo's Alphaba, and one for Ariana Grande's Glinda. So that's pretty cool. So these are things that even the people who've seen the show a billion times, they've never seen these songs, seen or heard these songs performed. So I was excited to find out about that. I think that's good. I think it's good, like, to mix it up, add something new. I'm sure the soundtrack will do very well. I'm sure it'll sell a lot.
Yeah, and that's kind of something similar that happened with the theatrical adaptation of Les Miserables. That's also a stage play that if y'all haven't had the chance to see Les Mis on the stage, you need to, like, at least go watch it once in your life. It's awesome on the stage. And when I first saw the movie with Hugh Jackman, Anne Hathaway and company, Russell Crowe, I mean, I was blown away, of course, by that. But the movie as well had an original song that Hugh Jackman sings as a soloist, and it blended so well into the movie that I completely forgot that it wasn't in the original play. So I hope that this will be the same case for Wicked, just because the fact of how long this play has been in or rather on the stage, right? It's one of the longest running productions to date, and these, like, the fans, the hardcore fans, and I'm gonna give a shout out to Amber who couldn't join us on camera today. She's having some technical difficulties, but she's here in the chat today, and she can probably attest to this. Fans of Wicked know the acts, they know the songs, they know the story inside and out, and so it's going to be really critical, especially to impress those fans who know the ins and outs with these original songs. So I'm sure it's going to be done well, because I haven't had a reason to believe otherwise to be disappointed, right? So and that's coming from someone who, on the first go around of watching the movie, I was like, I'm not sure about this. Like, I'm not sure. I'm kind of critical about it, but I'm not as hardcore as other Wicked fans. But I'm interested to hear what others in the chat, or those who may be watching our replay later on, will have to say about this. What are your thoughts on two original songs being incorporated into Wicked for Good? Shout out to Hunter, who is in today's chat, who said they just subscribed. We appreciate you subscribing to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Justin, of course, also appreciates you being here. Hunter says, you bring up a very valid point about Hugh Jackman singing the song Suddenly from the film version of Les Mis. Yes, that is the one I just spoke on. And it was so seamless. It was like a good moment to have that song in the movie. And for me, I'm like, whoa, like, I just thought it was part of the production. I've seen that production several times. And so, yeah, I'm hoping that this will be the same case for Wicked for Good.
Yeah, that's really cool. It'd be really cool to see where these songs play out in the movie. Like, is it going to be toward the end, is it, something like to start the movie? It'll be interesting to see what happens with those new songs.
Mhm.
Also want to shout out King B Johnson in the chat as always. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
King B is
Yes.
very excited for Wicked like we are, so that's also very cool.
And funny enough, Justin, I mean, it's kind of hard to see right now because we have the full screen, well, almost full
Yeah.
screen of the trailer playing, but I am wearing a shirt that has pink and green on it. It's from my Halloween Horror Nights when I went to Universal last year for their annual Halloween Horror Nights. Kind of fitting because it is Universal and this is also a Universal Studios production. So I'm with it, y'all. I don't have a
Yeah.
Wicked shirt, but I'm with it.
And I'm wearing green. This is intentional. So
Yeah.
I don't have any Wicked merch or gear. Although that might change in November. I might get some Wicked popcorn buckets because I'm all about the popcorn bucket life, especially with the superhero movies. So I may do that for this as well. Brittany Hunter has another question in the chat. You
Yeah.
obviously have seen the stage play. I have not. And
Yes.
Amber, who's also in the chat, she's seen it a few times as well. She detailed
Yes.
in our podcast where we talked about
Yes.
Wicked Part 1.
Yeah, that's true. I saw Wicked, I think within the last 10 years, I saw Wicked when it came back to Houston, and I've seen it prior to that, I believe, when I was in high school, and specifically when we were performing Defying Gravity for our part of our curriculum. And it's a difficult song to sing. I mean, these songs in Wicked are just they're difficult. They can be very difficult. And it's been a really long time since I've sung any of those to the right notes. I have to like change my register because your girl's voice got deeper. So I can't hit those high notes anymore. But yes, I've seen the play. It's wonderful. I loved it. It's a great production. I really feel like any and all musicals on the stage are wonderful productions. My favorite being The Phantom of the Opera. So that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Hamilton is a close second. Hamilton's a close second.
Yeah, I wonder when we're going to see a Hamilton live action film, or maybe it won't work as well. Like with this movie, there's so many things that like you're watching this trailer and you see like the animals running through the palace. I would assume, and obviously, I'm sure like in the stage play, that's probably not going to be as cool as it is on the big
No.
screen. So yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that this obviously the cinematic experience adds to Wicked.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. No, for sure. And maybe not every single play is meant to grace this on the silver screen, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. I sometimes wouldn't want it to be tainted in that way, but for what I've seen with the first part of Wicked, it's done a really fantastic job.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Just kind of as we're talking here, watching the trailer and seeing some of the shots, like obviously their friendship is very very key element to the movie. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But also, I want to really highlight Alphaba flying. And like, like I said, I told y'all back when I saw Wicked Part 1, I was like, this is a superhero movie. Like, I don't care what anybody says, this is a superhero movie. And then you watch her fly, and she looks as cool or cooler than Superman flying. And then you also see her like call for her hat and her broom like Thor with Mjolnir. Like she does that in this trailer for both of them. And I'm like, you can't tell me this is not a superhero movie. Like this is very close. Like I said, she's a green character who, when she gets mad like the Hulk, her powers come into play. Don't try to fool me.
You are ridiculous.
Universal Pictures, don't try to fool me. I'm on to you. It's a superhero movie. It's a secret one. I won't blow the cover of it, but no, I really enjoyed that aspect of it. I think honestly the action in the first one was great. Like I said, the ending of part 1 was like one of the most epic ending to a movie I think I've ever seen. Like just a massive climactic scene, and then just like, we're done. We're going to part 2. By the way, they re-released the movie in theaters on June 4th, which was yesterday. And for those who went to see the movie in the theaters, at the conclusion of the movie, they went straight to the trailer for part 2 for good. So I did not get to do that because of work. I seriously considered it for a while, but I didn't do it. But it was fun to see the trailer come out. It was like a big event last night, like waiting on my phone, waiting for 8:00, Central Time for that to drop. Yeah. So, but yeah, just kind of going through some other stuff that we see. Like when we see Alphaba, we see, like, kind of her hideout in the beginning where she's, like, in
Mhm.
the Ozian forest, and she's got her little secret base, it looks like, and then
Mhm.
just talking about, like, Fiyero, about how he's now I mean, obviously, Prince Fiyero, he is what is he, like, the leader of the military, I guess? They say that his squadron is hot on the heels of the Wicked Witch of the West. What can you say without spoiling stuff, I guess? Well, I guess,
Not
like
a whole lot,
yeah,
honestly. I really can't. Like, if someone can maybe phrase it in a way where it's non-spoiler, like,
yeah.
that would be very helpful to me, because
Well,
right now, I
I
can't
guess
form
for
words.
me, it's interesting to see, like, where his character where because last time we saw him in part 1, he's riding off, right, on horseback as Madame Morrible is announcing that, the Wicked Witch is she's the enemy, and,
Mhm.
the monkeys are going after her, they're gonna kill they wanna kill her, and
Yeah.
he rides off, and, like, in my mind, I'm like, "Oh, he's, like, riding off to find her,"
Mhm.
because he obviously has romantic feelings for her or just cares for her,
Mhm.
and then now to see that, now he's, like, he's gonna be wed to Glinda, that you see, like, the wedding shot, she's got the long dress and the train, and then you see him in, this, like, military garb, and he's now the leader of this, like, I think this is squadron or something, and,
Mhm.
to me, it's interesting to see, how much time has passed between part 1 and part 2, I wonder. Is it, a week later? Is it right
Oh gosh,
after?
no.
Okay. It's,
Yeah,
like,
no, I
months
mean, I
later?
don't,
Okay.
so I can't remember the finer details in terms of, like, how much time has passed from act 1 to act 2, and, it's probably, going to be some time,
Yeah.
right? Just some time in general. I mean, we all know, probably from real life experiences, propaganda will spread like wildfire,
Yes.
obviously.
Yeah.
And I, I wouldn't say it would be that quick in the sense of a week's time. I'm sure
Yeah.
it's more weeks, plural, considering how this scene that just passed with Elphaba resting her hands on what would be the yellow brick road, which is something that she had discussed with the wizard in the first part of Wicked. That's
Yeah.
also going to take time too, because we all know the wizard isn't truly magical. And so you have to, things take time, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So going back here to the chat, and I see y'all having some questions, and we're going to get to them shortly. But to this point, Justin specifically, Hunter says the rumor is that the time jump is 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
So that would track. That would make a lot
I
of
like that.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Um.
That would make sense why Fiero maybe is different. Of course, in the trailer, he does say that he has changed. Now, did he change
Yes.
for good? Like, is that
But uh, yeah. Hunter also says, without going into spoilery detail, Fiero gives soap opera vibes, and I think that is probably the best way of kind of describing Fiero in this context. So, listen, if you're here for it,
yeah.
you're not going to be disappointed.
And we're just seeing this now on screen where he has a gun pointed at the wizard, and he's got Elphaba's broom in his hand, and he turns the gun. I mean, first of all, he has the gun on Elphaba, then he turns it
Yeah.
to the wizard, gives Elpha
Hmm.
her broom back. So, yeah, again, no
Hmm.
spoilers, but I am very interested to see how that plays out. Does he then double cross her? I kind of feel like the way they left that part in the trailer that's a possibility. We shall see. Again, no spoilers. Don't ruin my life. Okay. Like
Of course.
I really can't wait for this movie. If you've watched this, like Superman's my number one movie of the year. Superman's my favorite character in not just comics, but all of fiction. Can't wait for that movie. This is a close second to my most anticipated movies. And I gotta say, this movie looks better than Superman, and I bet it will be better than Superman, honestly.
Oh God, yeah.
And I trust I'm gonna love Superman. It's like this looks like this is gonna be my kind of Superman movie, but I bet Wicked for Good will be even better. So
I know
we'll
it's almost
see.
hard to not say Wicked Part 2, because that's
Yeah,
how it was first kind of
right,
coined, but
right.
now it actually has the true title, which again, Wicked for Good. Justin, going
Yep,
to the chat, Hunter
yep.
asks, do you believe that Wicked for Good ends up making more money than Part 1? And do you think they will re-release Part 1 again as a double bill when Part 2 comes out in theaters? That is a great question.
So I'll take the second part first. I do think
Okay.
we will see a re-release of the first one again. I think that's inevitable at some point with
Mhm.
both of them. As far as making more money, so the first one made like 774 million. I think I have the exact number in my notes here.
Mhm.
It made 744 million worldwide. So, very good. Very good box office on a
Yeah.
$150 million budget. So if
Good
that
grief.
yeah, if that's accurate, then this movie definitely made money. Um, I'm gonna say it will because
Okay.
it's the conclusion of the story, and I think that there were probably a lot of people like me who were introduced to this story. Now, don't get me wrong, there's tons of people that have loved Wicked for 20 years, and it's been around for a little while, and so
Yeah.
but there are people that are in this space that I follow that are very similar to me that you wouldn't think were that like musicals or have any
Yeah.
interest in this stuff that, like, saw Wicked and were like, "That's the best movie I saw all year. I love the movie." So,
Yeah.
I do think the second one has a chance to make more, and usually the rule with, like, sequels in Hollywood is, like, usually the sequel, if it's followed closely to the original, it usually makes slightly more than the original, regardless of the quality. So, I think
Mhm.
this movie will probably make it could make 1,000,000,000. I don't know. We'll see what happens later on in the year, but, like, I could see it making 850,000,000 or something. I could definitely see
Mhm.
that. So,
Mhm. Okay.
last year it had some competition. It came out the same weekend as Gladiator 2, which,
Ugh, that was not
yeah.
competition.
I
That was
mean,
not.
we thought it was gonna be competition, but I mean, Gladiator 2 made a good money, made like 450,000,000 worldwide, which is not nothing, but as far as the quality of the movie, this movie was so much better than
Oh,
Gladiator
yeah.
Part 2, not even
Yeah.
close.
It was like,
But I just
why was that one needed? Sorry, tangent.
yeah. Yeah, no, very, very
Yeah.
good, very valid point.
And to follow up kind of with that same question, Justin, Hunter asked, "Do you believe that Wicked for Good has a shot of joining the $1 billion club?"
I do. Like I said, I don't know what else is coming out in November. Um, maybe I do a search maybe in a second and see what else is coming out. Like I know, obviously the summer's coming up for us, and July is such a huge month with Jurassic World and Superman and Fantastic Four. But as far as like the fall and even like holiday season, I'm not sure what's coming out. So if it's a light, if there's not direct competition, if it has like a 3 week to month window where it's kind of the big dog, it
Mhm.
could eat, and I could see it making $1,000,000,000.
I like how you phrase that.
Yeah.
Um, Going over to King B. Johnson's question, could Wicked set the example for Avengers?
Mm.
Assemble for the greater good. Hashtag multiversal magic.
I
I don't
mean,
know.
let's not get too carried away. Like Avengers, those movies average like 2,000,000,000 at the box office, so
Yeah.
they're doing okay. But
Yeah.
I
They're
just
doing great.
wish that Marvel would go back to maybe I guess what King B's saying, like the magic of it. I wish we could
Mm.
see that with Marvel, whereas like we watch these movies and we're just like, man, this looks like green screen. Like this is like no, like
Oh, yeah.
there's that
The
part in
volume. Mhm.
late in Captain America: Brave New World where it's like an
Oh,
insert. It was a reshoot, probably like the third reshoot, and it looks really bad.
it does.
And you don't see that with Wicked. It looks like they're in this magical world. Like everyone in that world feels like they're in the world. So that's where I really wish Marvel could get back to, where we feel like they're a part of the world. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Avengers
Mhm.
Doomsday is
Yeah.
next Christmas, unless they move
Yes.
it again. So
Right. I see more questions from you, Hunter. We'll get to them momentarily. I
yeah,
just wanted to chime in Amber's
yeah.
thought. I am a tiny bit bummed they showed Fiero tossing her broom back because I felt like for those who haven't seen the stage production multiple times, like me, should have kept that a surprise for the new fans. And Amber, I actually couldn't agree more with that statement. Justin asked earlier about what Fiero, where kind he stands in all of this, and I don't want to say too much without spoiling anything. And you're right to note about that particular scene. It kind of gives a little bit of a tell.
Yeah.
And but at the same time, I think it's just also a way to get fans and new audiences interested, of course, because let's face it, Pharaoh's hot. All right. Like he's hot. I know he plays for the other team, but listen, you got to appreciate a good looking man. You got to appreciate his performance in this movie specifically. And you want to know what happens in the love triangle that is
Yeah.
Fiero, Alphaba, and Glenda. Right. But yeah, I
And I
can't,
don't
I can't agree more.
I know one of the criticisms for the first movie is like that the love triangle kind of I don't know. It didn't really have a ton of time to develop, even though the movie
Yeah.
is it's a 2 hour and 40-minute movie, the Wicked is, but, and I
Hmm.
assume this, you know, Wicked for Good's probably gonna be around the same, or maybe it's a full 3 hours. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think the runtime's been released. Usually that doesn't come out until like a couple months out from the movie
Yeah.
releasing. But
Well, considering that part one, the runtime is almost the exact runtime of the full stage play, right? I mean,
right.
they were able to elaborate on storylines and character development and what have you. But yes, I do agree that one element, kind of
Yeah.
essential element in the story, wasn't really given the time needed to
Mhm.
get people to understand what's actually happening and how intense this is, I guess you could say.
And that's
Um,
part of the reason why they've added new songs to
mhm.
meet the, the extra runtime, the extra storytelling that they're gonna need to, the runway they need to land the plane, so to speak. So,
Mhm.
you wanna go to another question, or you wanna talk about some other stuff in the trailer?
Yeah, kind of just on the point of the trailer, Amber says,
Yeah.
right, it sort of fell into the same habit that trailers have now where they reveal things they develop the plot better if kept secret until
Yeah.
premiere. And I agree with that. And I can't remember which pod we were discussing this, but in regards to trailers, how you basically can get the full movie of the trailer
Yeah.
before actually seeing the movie. And I'm not saying this is the case for Wicked for Good, but I'm just
Right.
saying, like, there's tendencies in Hollywood where they want to give you everything on a silver platter, but then the
Yeah.
trailer ends up telling a better story and being a better movie than what you actually go and spend your money on, right?
Yeah.
And it's a little disappointing a lot of the time.
Yeah, what I don't like about the trailers is, what Amber said, I totally agree, but also the fact that the trailer is almost in the same order that the movie is. Like, I don't like when
Ah,
it's like,
yes.
here's where we start, here's the next step, here's the next step. Oh, here's the second act, here's the third act, and it's like,
Mhm.
like, mix it up. I think the one thing I will say about the Superman trailer, and from what I've seen from that movie, like, I think that the trailer's all mixed up and there's all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah.
So, because I still don't have a great point of like, okay, here's point A, where is point Z? There's a lot that's kind of muddled, which I like that. I like the fact that I don't know what the story is going to be exactly. So,
Mhm.
um, yeah, you want to take another question?
Yeah, for sure. Hunter, lots of great points and discussion points from you, Hunter. Thank you so much again for being here
Yeah,
and subscribing. We would love to have you for our other podcasts if you're able to join. Hunter says, do you even think when Wicked for Good comes out on DVD, they release a triple feature set with both movies, including The Wizard of Oz? That is an interesting notion.
yeah,
To kind of follow up with that, Hunter says John M. Chu has a version of Wicked having both movies running concurrently with a built-in intermission. If they release this on Blu-ray, would you buy it? Yeah.
yeah. And
I
I think
have I have all three extended editions of The Lord of the
Lord
Rings.
of the Rings,
Yes.
which
I will absolutely. That was on 4 discs, y'all. 4 discs, and
and
I
see,
would go and change every single one of them.
this is where I like to bring up the fact that you always talk about, oh, the Snyder Cut's 4 hours, the Snyder Cut's too long. The Snyder Cut is shorter than some of those extended cuts, I'm pretty sure. In fact,
Yes,
I
but
think one of them is
unlike
like, now,
yeah,
granted, quality-wise, Lord of the Rings wins. I'm not
yeah,
comparing the
story,
quality.
cinematography,
Yeah, okay. I got you.
acting,
I got you.
everything,
I got
okay?
you. But
Ye
those are
This is
very
apples and
long.
oranges, Justin.
Those were very long movies in the theater, and then the
Yeah,
extended cuts
but they were
adds like an
great.
hour to all of them. No, they were excellent movies, no doubt about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
So,
honestly
apples and
part of
oranges,
like,
you're not gonna win that argument, sorry.
no, but
Case
like
closed.
what you said with Lord of the Rings, that was a thing that came out around the holidays, right? That was like, they
Mhm.
were Christmas 3 years in a row. We had Christmas
Yes, they
movies.
were.
And while this isn't Christmas, Thanksgiving, it's around the same holiday time. That's what I really enjoyed about this the first time. That's what really enticed me, because I told the story before that, like, I saw Deadpool and Wolverine 5 times in theaters last summer, and I enjoyed it every time. And I've watched it plenty other times since.
Yeah.
But every time I saw it, the trailer for Wicked played in front of it. And every time I saw the trailer, I was like, every time it got better, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. At first, I was like, I don't know about this. And then the second time, I was like, kind of cool. And by the fifth time, I'm like, I'm there. Like, November, whatever, I'll be there. And I was there. I saw it on the Monday of the opening week. So, yeah. So it just shows you the power of advertising and these trailers, and also the quality of the content that they're putting out with this movie. So
Welcome to the dark side of musicals. Thank you
there
for
we
being
go.
here. I think I
Um,
also got you to watch Hamilton, so,
Yeah, although I gotta say, I like this much better than Hamilton.
Well,
I like
that's
Hamilton,
fair.
but
That's fine.
this
Yeah.
is like I said, with the magic and like I said, it's a secret superhero movie. Let's just be real. Don't tell anybody. But if you do tell someone, tell them I said that because that's an
Yeah.
original thought. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think for Lin-Manuel Miranda to create a story about a founding father that hardly anyone knew anything about and got you to not only learn about his life, but to tell you his life through song, and it's catchy as freaking hell. Because I will listen to it on my Spotify driving to work, and it's so good. Like when you are that gifted in your craft and you can make me care and want to rewatch and listen to the soundtrack all the time. Yeah, you've done a pretty amazing job, and I think that's what separates its Hamilton separates itself from other productions. It's because it's 100% original. It doesn't have source material in the sense of, well, I take that back. He did source it from a book that someone wrote, but you know what I'm trying to say. Everything just out of his mind. Incredible. Love it. It's awesome. And yeah. Amber makes a good point about the possible triple feature being there might be some murky lines with copyright
Yeah.
between Wizard of Oz and Wicked, which is very true,
I
obviously,
don't
even
think
though
Universal owns the rights to The Wizard of Oz
I
because
am
that
trying to
movie
remember
is
who's the
on.
production.
It's on. Is it a Warner Brothers thing? It's on Max right now, which will soon be HBO Max again, or at least it was. I have not seen The Wizard of Oz since I was like a little kid. So, which
So yes, it's a MGM Warner Brothers
okay, that's what I
production.
thought. Yeah, I didn't think it
Yeah.
was Universal because I felt like they would have put that out there on Peacock and they would have
Yeah.
like really like hammered it home that hey we have the biggest movies of the Land of Oz. But speaking of the Wizard of Oz, I want to get to like we're seeing now in the trailer. What'd you think about? We see Dorothy, we see the Cowardly Lion. He didn't look too cowardly to me in this, and you've got I guess you've got the Tin Man and the Scarecrow. Although I didn't really notice them as well. Um, what do you like? What do you think about the ties to to those characters, and then seeing Elphaba with the yellow bricks?
I can't say too much about the Wizard of
Okay.
Oz references. I'm not going to.
Well, I thought it was cool that in the sky she wrote our wizard lies. I thought that was a
Oh
really cool.
yeah. No, that's also. I mean, obviously a nod to the original, the Wizard of Oz movie, where you do see the Wicked Witch of the West right
Mhm.
in the sky. Uh, what did she say? Something about Dorothy. She said, "Bring me Dorothy," or something along those lines. I can't remember specifically what was said, but I like that callback to references from the Wizard of Oz, of course,
Yeah.
and the beginnings of the yellow brick road being laid down so that all of Oz would have a clear path to visit the wizard in Emerald City, right? I
Mhm.
think it's cool. It's seeing literally the foundation of of what the Wizard of Oz would eventually be uh, be be laid down in this part of Wicked. I'm
Mhm.
looking back at the chat. Justin Hunter says, I would like to also point out that the second act in the play is only an hour long. Right. I'm predicting Wicked for Good runs at least 2 hours, 15 minutes to
Yeah.
2.5 hours, which I think is probably
Yeah.
a safe
And
bet.
that's honestly better than the movie being 3 hours because if you're really concerned about the box office, the more times you can play a movie a day, the better. Like, that's why, like,
Mhm.
if you can get back to 2 hours, which the superhero movies are kinda coming back to that. Superman's gonna be 2 hours and 9 minutes. I think Fantastic Four is 2 hours and 7 minutes or something. Like, if you can get in that, like, 2 hour, 2:15 window, you can get a couple extra showings in, and that can help you make more money. So,
Yeah.
not that they need help. These people know what they're doing. Clearly don't, but I do understand math and time. So,
Yeah. Hunter has a question. Depending on what the competition looks like, do you think there is a chance they pull a Lord of the Rings Return of the King situation and award Wicked for Good Best Picture? I think it's kind of too early to make that prediction just yet.
I don't think so, and not because of it'll probably be the best movie of the year, just like it was last year, in my opinion,
Mhm.
but it's because it's a genre film, like, they're just not gonna do it, I don't think. Like,
I would
if
be
you
surprised if it did break that sort of tradition of because of the type of film it is. I would be very surprised if they took home Best Picture.
Yeah, no, I'd be surprised. I just don't think it's even gonna be nominated. Or well, I guess Wicked was nominated, correct?
It
Because
was.
they nominate 10 movies.
Yes.
Right.
But they've changed the criteria for the Academy that in order to vote for a movie, you have to have watched the movies,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
in the category. So your vote is going to be invalid if you haven't watched the movies to therefore make an educated,
Yeah.
a vote. You know what I'm trying to say? So hopefully that'll be adhered to, but that remains to be seen.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's fun to talk about Oscars and awards and stuff, but they're so subjective that to me, uh, I don't know. Like, of the movies that were nominated last year, like, I think I saw 2 of them. I think I saw Dune. I know I saw Dune 2 and Wicked, and I think that's the only ones of those 10 of the 10 that were nominated. And honestly, the other ones I don't care to see, probably never will see, and I'll be fine, you know? So,
Hmm.
um, yeah, I don't know. The older I get, the more like the awards, they sound cool, but they don't mean as much to me. So that's just my
Yeah.
personal opinion. Yeah.
No, I get that. King B. Johnson says, overall, a great trailer and deserving of the attention and love. The mystery and feeling is so rare these days.
Yeah.
Can agree more.
Good.
Can agree more.
Great comment. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think my
I
mouse
do
battery's dying.
this. Uh-oh. This is obviously spoilery. Probably we don't want to spoil anything, but one of the scenes that kind of stuck out to me like a sore thumb in this trailer. It's very brief. There's a scene, I don't, and maybe it's a dream scene or something, where the wizard is dancing with Glinda and it looks like Alphaba, and I'm like, what's going on? Uh,
I love
I,
that there's like a rainbow,
yeah, yeah,
light swirling around
right,
the whole room. And I'm like, yes. And
yeah,
especially during Pride Month, I'm like, yes.
yeah.
I think that's
I
great.
saw that scene. I was like, is this like in somebody's head? Is this actually happening again? If you know the answer, don't spoil me, right? If you do want to spoil me, though, spoil me with a Nintendo Switch 2. Give me one of those.
Yeah, Justin was
I would appreciate.
trying to convince me to get him one yesterday. And I'm
Yeah,
like, why? He's like,
I'm
because
deserving.
I want
I'm deserving. Honestly, I do kind of want one, but would I have time or make time to play it? Probably not.
no,
So, but
absolutely you
one
wouldn't.
of my brothers, he'll get it for his kids, and so I'll be playing it by Christmas, I'm sure. So when I
Oh,
go home
good.
to see everybody, so yeah,
You'll be fine.
yeah, I'll be fine. I'll make it. Um,
You'll make it to Christmas.
yeah,
Listen, once you've watched Wicked and go visit your family,
yeah.
it's kill two birds, one stone. You'll be fine.
I guess the last thing I wanted to mention, just from the scenes in the trailer, is just how Elphaba ends it. She flies off and says, "I'm off to see the wizard." But that's pretty iconic stuff, right?
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. Yep.
Is there anything else from the trailer you want to mention?
I'm just here for it. I love these shots. I love the fierce force that Cynthia Erivo brings to Elphaba's character. And God, man, what a casting call. Like that was truly one of the best decisions of this movie. And of course they had to get it right. And I haven't finished watching the making of Wicked, but what I did see was just incredible stuff. I mean, the director knew what he was doing, right? He knew that he had to handle this project with great accuracy. And my God, like he casting Cynthia Erivo as Alphaba, casting Ariana Grande as Glinda, who, she Wicked changed her life at a young age. And for her in this moment to live her childhood dream of being Glinda and just nurturing that character and doing everything that she can to bring it to life. I mean, she's done such an exceptional job. I mean, she's a fabulous vocalist. And Cynthia Erivo, I didn't know any of her work prior to this movie, but damn it, I'm like obsessed. I'm so obsessed.
Yeah, this trailer, they both look great. They both sound great. It's yeah, they're awesome, and they both should be nominated for all the awards. They should win the awards. I thought that last year they should have won the awards. Honestly,
Hmm.
I don't understand how you could watch those movies and go like there was someone better at their job than these people. But again, it's
Yeah.
super subjective, and again, I don't think that magical things get the respect that maybe they deserve. So
I couldn't agree more.
yeah.
Honestly, I couldn't agree more. And Justin, I think we could probably conclude this with Hunter's latest comment saying, what I will say, not crossing into spoilery territory, is that once people leave Wicked for good, they'll be thinking, now I want to go back and rewatch The Wizard of Oz again.
Yeah.
Yep. And Justin, have you, just for my knowledge, have you watched The Wizard of Oz?
No, I talked about it a little bit ago. Yeah, I saw it as a kid, but I have not rewatched it. I thought about rewatching it before Wicked dropped on Peacock, but I never got around to it.
No, don't do that.
So I shouldn't watch it before Wicked for good.
I would suggest taking Hunter's advice and waiting to watch it again after you have watched Wicked and Wicked for Good, and then your opinion of things is really gonna change.
Yeah.
Really gonna change. Who you think is the villain is not probably going to be who you thought it was.
Again, I'm super interested in the story. I'm interested.
Oh, yeah.
There it is, November 21st. Can't wait for that date, and looking forward to that. We got a lot of good stuff coming up, honestly.
Oh gosh, yeah.
This summer is going to be incredible.
Yep.
Then we've got Wicked look forward to in the fall. And yeah, again, I super excited. Really enjoyed the chat tonight. Like,
yeah, my gosh.
New Edition Hunter killing it in the chat. King B always killing it in the chat. We appreciate Amber for joining us. We would prefer if you were on camera with us, but we understand can't always be that way.
Yep.
But yeah, we appreciate everybody who joined us.
Damn that Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. So now you know what we thought about the trailer or the official trailer. I'm sure there's gonna be another one. So we might do another. We might do another trailer reaction. Maybe we'll do another one. I'm sure there'll be 2 trailers. So this is the first official trailer for Wicked for Good. Yep. Now you know what we thought about it. We want to know what you thought about it. And Brittany, how can people let us know?
Well, as always, we invite everyone to join our live chats when we have our live streams. Of course, we love the engagement. We love hearing your thoughts and answering your questions and just vibing. Like this is always fun to do, Justin, when we have the rest of our watchers and just all the wonderful engagement in the live chat. So please join us in our live chat. Also, we invite you all to do what Hunter did today. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. And Justin, I actually saw a screenshot from this time a year ago. We were at 322 subscribers.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And as of today, I believe with Hunter's new subscription, we're at 451. So
that's
we're getting closer.
Yeah.
We're getting closer. We're getting closer to 500. Y'all make that happen. Subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this review of the Wicked for Good trailer. And if you just enjoy Wicked overall, like, hello, like we're all here for it, obviously. And lastly, of course, don't forget to hit the notification button. That way you know the next time we go live, which will be sometime in the near future. We will be bringing y'all Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Very, very soon in 2 parts. We will be covering episodes 1 through 4 in part 1, and then episodes 5 through 8 in part 2. And Amber hopefully will be able to join us.
Amber has to join us.
Has to join us.
The Doctor Who queen. Without her, we're lost.
We're nothing.
We are in the TARDIS, just traveling the multiverse or universe or whatever. We're just out there.
Not to cross fandoms, but yes, that's absolutely true. So please subscribe, hit the like button, hit that notification bell. You can also follow all of our social media, which are the links in the description box down below. Yep. And lastly, you can also check out our audio podcast available to you on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Give us a follow and give us a 5-star rating. And as always, we invite everyone to please spread the word about the Watchers in the Basement. Tell your friends, your family, those in Munchkin Land and the people of Oz. Like, please let them know that we're here and we're here to talk about them.
Yes, we are. Yeah, thank you, Brittany. Really appreciate it. This is a fun one. This is a good pod.
It was. It was so much fun.
I feel like I've been changed by the trailer for Wicked for Good.
Oh my gosh. Are you going to sing for us?
No, I'm not going to sing for you. Although I do know the For Good song pretty well. I've listened to it.
Great.
I've listened to various versions of it on YouTube. And I got to say, I don't have a favorite Alphaba, I guess, per se, but my favorite Glinda besides Ariana Grande is a lady by the name of Mackenzie Kurtz. She was Glinda recently. She's awesome. Honestly, she could have played Glinda in the movie. and I
Oh,
think we would have been perfectly fine. But
entertained.
Ariana Grande is awesome. I thought Ariana Grande was so funny in the first one. I thought she should have received an award just for that. I thought she was so fun. Like she was so likable, but like you're supposed to not like her, but then she made you like her even though you're not supposed to. And I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
Yeah,
So fan of
clearly.
Wicked also. And yeah. So that about does it for us. So thanks again to Brittany. Thanks for everybody who joined us. So
Yep.
yeah.
Thank y'all so much.
Yeah. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We will see you next time. Have a good night. Bye bye.